Hey everybody, how you doing? Goose here. We're going to do a video on starting locations for spotting for beginners. We're going to start with the map Malinovka today. At the start of the battle, one of the big things that you're going to want to do is to take this position, G5. You want to kind of stay low when you're moving into this position and using your bush cover to get there. And then you either A, want to turn your tank away so that you're looking to drive out of the bush if you get spotted or you're getting blind fired a lot, so you can get out of the bush quickly and run. So if you're ever in this sniping spot and you fire and you get spotted, try to take a blind shot at this bush in here. If that bush is getting blind fired a ton, there is a secondary bush down here that you can take as well to spot anything that tries to go up on that sniper hill right here. Other side of the map, there's actually a counter bush to that one that is basically the exact same. If you can get to it without getting lit, it can be super powerful. Now, I don't find it as powerful as the other side's bush, but it does give you access to this sniping spot here. You'll also be able to see if anybody tries to cross in the river. Always try to make sure that you are trying to spot for where you have support. That is a huge thing, because a lot of times what you'll see is people will go and spot, but there's nobody behind them to shoot anything they light. If you're starting on this side of the map, say there's multiple light tanks. You have one that goes to that bush that we showed earlier. If you have good camo, take your light tank, go in through here, and you could take one of the bushes in here. Spots anything that tries to take the sniper position here, and it kind of spots anything that comes along in here. Say you don't quite have super high camo, there's a bush here that you can try to grab as well, but you don't get as much coverage, but it will help you if they're trying to make a river push. If you do get spotted, turn around immediately. Staying alive is key for an open big map like this. Now, I'm going to show you another great spot if you can make it there. Wait a couple minutes till everything kind of settles, and then they'll make the cross here like this. If you ride the ridge, you actually get to keep your speed up. This position is incredibly powerful. You can spot everything going up the hill, down the hill, the base of the sniper hill. If you can get into this position, you can now basically spot anything that's kind of through that hard camp. And you also get to spot anything kind of that's coming in or out of the forest. You can also spot the entire cap. It's good for mid game, I would say, more than early game. Use the topography of the map to try to get up into this position. It gives your team a chance to break the hard cap. You can kind of do it on the other side as well, but it is more exposed because of the way the land is. It allows you to get in close, try to get back in here. If you're scouting and your team's winning and they have a lot of sniper tanks, take this bush right here. You can actually spot the enemy team cap. Best thing to do in a light tank, stay alive. End game, mid game on this map is where you get a lot of your spawning. Next, we're going to be jumping into Mannerheim Line. The first spot that we are going to be going to is at D7 right here. You can see up onto the sniper hill if anything goes up there to try to shoot. You want to get to these positions as fast as possible. You can see anything that potentially pops up right here, as well as anything that might try to make an aggressive push through this area. Another great starting spot if you want to spot the heavies, you can actually sneak through here. Only if you see a lot of snipers going to that TD hill, and take this bush. This spot is huge. It gives your team big information about how many heavies are going to the heavy side. Next bush I'm going to show you is a high risk, high reward bush. Your goal is to get here as fast as you can. I recommend having a high camo light tank. This provides spotting on anything doing the cross right over here, like slower TDs, spotting right in front of you right here, spotting for the TD hill. There's one other bush. It's a little bit easier to get into without getting spotted. It's a little bit further back if your tank's small enough. The only thing you don't get is the cross over here. Hopefully that helps you with the east side of Mannerheim Line. All right, here we are, Mannerheim Line, west side. This spot you want to get to as fast as you possibly can. It's another one of those high risk, high reward plays. Ride this ridge, try to stay low, drop this tree, and then you want to get back in here. This tree is camo. This bush allows you to spot anything through B7, anything doing the cross push here. The sniper spot at B5 also counters the bush directly in front of you and one further back even at D6. The next position is going to be at G6, come in right here. Why is this position so strong? You can spot any of the lower heavies that are trying to make their way down. You'll spot anything that tries to take this TD hill, anything that tries to drive down into the dip. You will not spot anything making that northern cross from here. Hopefully that helps you guys with Mannerheim Line a little bit. We're going to move on to the next map, which is Redshire. So my very first spot on this map that I like to go to, there's a line of bushes at D6 and 7 that I like to use. What this spot does is it provides any of the TDs or medium tanks or anything that try to take that hill in the middle where everybody goes on the 4 line. Anything that tries to go there gets spotted. Anything that drives through this open field. So if you back up here, you can now spot the heavies as they cross. You might not get a lot of damage from it, but it's more to provide your team with intel on how many tanks are going to the heavy spot. So that's the very first bush that you can do. There is another bush, and this is to kind of counteract anything that's trying to be sneaky and go up the river line. If you can manage to get in to this bush right here at the start and potentially allow your team to get rid of the enemy light tanks super fast. If you're going to the other side, you want to be aggressive. This is if you can get here quick, and this is dangerous, just peek quickly up like this. It'll spot anything going to the castle and then kind of retreat. You can use this bush right here for that to see what stuff is going into the castle. It's just to help give your team idea of what's going into the castle. Mid to late game, you own the castle. If you can sneak into this bush, this spots that TD hill and anything in this area. Let's check out the south side. Go under the bridge. I always recommend under the bridge so you don't get lit. Pop up right here. You go behind this house, proxy this, and then you drive away. You've lit that scout, your team will destroy it, and you've lit that entire TD hill as well. If their enemy scout tank does happen to die, there's some sneaky spots you can try to get. If your camo's good enough, poke in this bush and back away. Try not to go too high though, because you will be shot at from any of the heavies over here. So say you're getting spotted immediately, back off a little bit. Any of these trees in here, bushes in here are great for spotting that TD hill. On the other side of the map for this side, peek this really quickly, and then you're kind of spotting over the hill anything going to the castle. We got one final map that we're going to take a look at. We're going to be starting some spotting runs on highway, starting on the north side spawn. So you want to kind of come down in here, try to avoid as much of the water as you can. You can knock this tree down and use this as camo, and you could spot anything that's crossing up here. Say nobody takes the A line and you have no real support. You can take this spot right here. This spot is a wonderful location at D4 because you can still see into the town. You can still see anything that's crossing up there. On the south side of the map, kind of come up like this with your light tank. When you have your speed, take a quick little run like this with your light tank and then dive back down. If you don't get lit, you know you can be a little bit more aggressive. Go a little bit further. Take this spot. You can spot anything that's trying to take this road line up. I am not the greatest on this map from the south side spotting. I'm going to show where I usually go. So I have a friend. He's going to show some other spots as well. This is for the south spawn to spot the heavies coming in and the TD hill. Kind of ride this road. There's a row of bushes and trees kind of right in here. You kind of just want to play this tree line, and if you get spotted, just kind of go and hide again. Come back when you're not spotted. Another great spot to go, and you'll see this often. You'll want to go up and around and then down like this. Across the water line, there is a bush. You can spot any of the TDs that take the sniper hill up here, and any light tanks that try to be aggressive in the field to spot. So say your team's winning, you don't spot anything, you're not spotted, you want to be more aggressive, or you kill the enemy light tank, you can always come in here and take this spot. Does give you a lot of information across the map. There's also the spot by the water tower that you can take as well. So hopefully everybody, this has helped. Thank you to everybody who's watching the video. I hope you like the content. Hopefully it'll help you out. Cheers. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.